Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Children. I hope you're safe and well. It's another glorious day here in Surrey, and today I'm delighted to be joined by not one but two guests. I'm joined by Petra Lederle, who is the Head of Digital Transformation at Eppendorf Group, if I get my teeth in properly, and Jonas Anielski, who's the Business Manager Digital Solutions at Eppendorf Group. And today we are going to be talking about the impact of digitalization and the lab of the future. And the reason we're talking about those is we actually did a survey this week to find out what topics people would like to talk about around digitalization. And they came out as the two most popular topics that people want to know more about. So Petra, Jonas, lovely to meet you. How are you both?
I'm great. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us. And it's very excited to be here.
Well, it's lovely to see you.
Yeah, same for me. I'm also great. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for the opportunity, and let's see what the interview brings.
Fantastic. All right, look, so first questions first, though, before we start talking about the lab of the future and the impact of digitalization, could one of you please give me a quick overview of Eppendorf Group for those who are not familiar with the company, and also a little bit about your own backgrounds?
Sure, I can start if you like.
Sure.
What does Eppendorf do? So Eppendorf is a leading company, life science company, and develops and sells instruments, consumables, services for liquid handling, and cell handling in laboratories worldwide. And as you said, my name is Petra. Thanks for the introduction. And I have a background in business administration and have previously worked in M&A consultancy firms, but I shifted my focus to digitalization. I've been with Eppendorf for more than 2.5 years, and I'm leading the digital transformation office. And as the name says, our team acts like a network orchestrator to drive the digital transformation across the company. And we support, on the one hand, from a strategic perspective, to develop the digitalization vision. And we have a polar star, the digitalization strategy, together with representatives of the company. And on the other hand, we're kind of an incubator, speedboat, driving new topics, inspiring the company with new ideas, bringing expertise from outside, and also initiating new topics. So until the POC, and then it's handed over to the business, for example, to the organization of Jonas, so where Jonas is working for.
Okay, and a perfect segue to you, Jonas, so there you go.
Yeah, thanks. So in fact, I'm by training a physicist, and I have been working on data analytics a lot in the past, and then I've switched to the industry and worked also in different industries, but always in the context of digitalization, which has always been the major topic going through my career. I'm with Eppendorf now for 3 years, and I'm a business manager in the digital solutions portfolio. And my main task is to develop new services, digital services that we bring to our customers to make their life easier and really advance in the way of working that our customers are doing. And it's a fairly new thing for Eppendorf to be joining in the digital solution space, but we are very excited that we actually launched the first products this year, and we will be expanding on this quite heavily over the next years and months to come.
Fantastic. All right, so my first question is, my first question is, what impact does digitalization have on Eppendorf?
Digitalization indeed has a strong impact on Eppendorf. So we see that the world is changing faster and faster with the explosion of data, new technologies like IoT, AI, VR, you name it. And also, especially in the pandemic times. And we also see that there is a need for the digital transformation also from the customer's perspectives. So it's about being fast and not waiting 5 years to develop a vaccine. So being fast means also saving lives. And we at Eppendorf wants to make a significant contribution to be a key partner and also help our customers to work more efficiently by using our digital products. But from an internal perspective, it means we need also transform through the whole organization. For example, in terms of value propositions, so we need to create new business and revenue models, go to market, so the interface to the customers, adapting to changing customer behavior, operational excellence, and of course, people, because people and also digital culture and mindset are the most important assets for a digital transformation. And as I talked at the beginning about the vision, so the polar star. So we want to build from an existing or build up on our existing competencies and transform from a physical lab provider to a 360-degree lab as a service provider. So what does it mean there? Very quickly in a nutshell. So we would like to be the customer.
I was just about to ask you that very question, actually. What does 360
mean? It's a quite fancy name. But we would like to be the preferred partner for our customers for lab performance. So connecting devices, collecting and analyzing data, and making this intelligence available to the customers through digitalization, automation solutions to improve the quality of the results and, of course, the efficiency of the lab. And what's also quite new, so we no longer want to sell only the instrument, but also the output, the result. So accompany the customer along the entire lab process to the results, so end to end, and also providing the services on a subscription basis. So that means shifting from a device-centric to a more customer-centric approach. And this should enable our customers to be flexible and that he or she can focus on experiment, and Eppendorf takes over the non-added value tasks.
Right. So let me ask you a question based on what you just said to me. So you actually said, obviously, you came in and you're head of digital transformation. So as head of digital transformation coming into the business, what was the biggest challenge for you then to implement the digital transformation? Because obviously coming in from the outside into a new business and having this huge role to transform the business, not just in terms of process, but in culture and outlook, what have been the biggest challenges for you in terms of getting that transformation through in the business?
It's a good question. I would say the first of all, the toughest challenge for us was to get a common understanding on what that digitalization means.
Sure.
It was our first step, create a common understanding. And there were a lot of digital products ongoing, but very separated. And this was also my task. It was called connecting the digital dots. So combining all these projects, make transparency, reduce complexity, but also to point out dependencies. And afterwards, with a vision, and then we had the way clear where we would like to go with digitalization. And I think sort of the first steps were the toughest ones. And also talking about being an engineering company. So coming to the market with 120% ready products. And now it's really a shift in the mindset. Also going out with an MVP, so only 80%, and talking on more with the customers and developing together with the customer the products.
Well, thank you. Thank you. No, thanks for giving that answer, because as I said, I'm sure a lot of people listening, well, actually, I have to do that now. So what do I need to do? So, so my next question is, though, how far have you come with digitalizing the lab for your customers, and where do you go from here? Jonas, would you like to say that one?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I can take that one. So, in principle, as Petra pointed out, we have been working on this topic for quite some time now, and we had some scattered initiatives. We've been working on connecting Eppendorf devices, making the data available in different contexts, and now we are really moving forward in a harmonized way, and we are trying to really maximize the value that we can bring to our customers. So as I said, the very first step is really connecting the devices. And here we started with Eppendorf devices, obviously. we connect them into one of our digital products, which is called the visionize lab suite.
Right.
So that all the data is available, that you can monitor your devices, that you can schedule your maintenance, so that you get alerts if something goes wrong. So a very straightforward use case that we've experienced and that we are trying to target here is the freezer itself. If you think about ultra low temperature freezers, it's not even that valuable for the customers, but the content is what's most precious. And he or she would really like to be notified immediately if something goes wrong, if there's some power outage or something is happening. And these are really the services that we already launched with visionize lab suite earlier this year, and where we have quite some functionality available. And what we certainly want to do is expand this into multiple dimensions. So the one thing that we've learned from our customers is a digital system for only vendor-specific products is not really worthwhile. What we need to do is expand towards other vendors or other manufacturers and incorporate the device data from those as well. And here we did the first steps as well. So we developed a sensor that can be attached to any temperature recording device, so an external sensor, so that we can really monitor those devices as well and integrate the data, and be really vendor agnostic with these solutions. Of course, it's only the first step that we've undertaken, and we really want to develop this further. Of course, not only along the list of devices that we support, but also along the services that we offer. So while the first services that we developed and that have been launched are rather targeted at a lab manager, a person taking care of the devices, making sure that everything is ready for operation, that it's maintained. We also want to expand on this and really help the scientists in the laboratory during the experiments, during the workflows. And one of the major pain points that we have really discovered here is that when we talk to customers, it seems to be a God-given thing that customers need to spend 30, 20, 40% of the time on documentation. And we think this is really so much valuable time that's not value adding, as Petra said, that we want to dissolve this conflict. And here we are working extensively on a workflow solution that basically leverages these new technologies that are at our fingertips with IoT, with machine learning, with data integration, cloud services, which, by the way, really find much more acceptance among the customers, not only due to the pandemic, but we've also observed this shift earlier. And with these new technologies, we believe that we can deliver something that basically takes away the documentation efforts, or it significantly reduces it to a minimal amount, because you can plan your experiments, you can design them from scratch, you can execute them in the exact same manner from time to time, so that you really can guarantee also a maximum level of reproducibility. And this is also where all the possibilities then come in. If once you collect those data from a customer perspective, you can also have a look and see what potential is in my processes. Can I optimize these processes? Am I being efficient enough? Do I need to change certain things? When I do these things this way, this leads to faulty results or non-reproducible results. And of course, this is also a bit in the future, but we believe that the technology is there and that we can utilize it. And we are heavily working on delivering these new kinds of services to the customer. And one important thing that we observe here as well is that customers that we talk to are in various degrees of digitalization or even automation. And this is one of the core principles that we apply, that we need to be able to generate value for all of these customers. I mean, the most value can be generated if you connect all your devices, but which lab is able to equip a whole new lab with new devices just because they're introducing a new digital solution? So this is where we believe that we also need to provide value, even if you have no connected devices. So really having the scalability and allowing the customer to grow into this topic, because it's also a huge topic of change management.
Sure.
Needs to find acceptance among the customers. And so there's a lot of things going on in Eppendorf, and we are very excited about the upcoming things that we will be bringing to the market here.
Brilliant. Petra, have you got anything to add to that? Or has Jonas covered everything so comprehensive?
Yes, covered everything perfectly. But I'm very excited about the workflow solution, because I think this will differentiate us from the competitors, thinking holistically, end to end, and also bringing the knowledge from Eppendorf into this workflow that has been developed since 75 years. So I'm pretty excited to that.
Fantastic. So my next question is, how do you bridge the gap, though, from developing lab instruments to creating new digital applications?
I think for us, it's quite natural to start at the devices, and I already sketched it out a bit that we have services which are closer related to the devices. So if you think about monitoring, notifications, alarms, these kind of things, and then expand towards the services which are a bit further away from the Eppendorf core business and I wouldn't say competences, because Petra said we have a lot of applicative knowledge in-house that we can utilize. Sure. But this is really how we want to drive this from a service perspective. And the key tool that we want to utilize for this is really that we are using agile methodologies, and the central element or the core piece in this methodology is the customer. And we need to make sure that we incorporate customer feedback as early as possible, that we have support from the customers when developing these kind of solutions. And this is also what Petra said earlier, that we also dare to bring solutions to the market, which may not be perfect yet, but where we believe that we can already deliver value. And then work together with the customer to bring these to the next level and see how we can make them even better, or also go in a completely different direction. So this is something that Eppendorf also needs to learn, that fail fast is an important thing, and it's something that is of value. And I think we are on a very good path here from a mindset transition and doing these things. And I'm very confident that we will be even expanding on this. And in that context, I would also like to mention, so if anyone listening to this recording is interested in becoming a test driver for Eppendorf services, please feel free to reach out. I think we can maybe post some links under the post where you can reach out and become a test driver to test these new kind of solutions. So this is something we would like to incorporate as many customers as possible. And yeah, we would be excited to having new faces on board.
Fantastic, that's a great idea. And that link will go above the video as you just suggested. But this segues quite nicely into my next question, actually, because you're talking about talking to customers when you've launched products, but they're not fully finished, if you like, for want of a better term. So Achema Pulse is running at the moment. The platform went live at the beginning of the month. Obviously, the live events at Achema Pulse are next week on the 15th and 16th. So what are Eppendorf doing at Achema Pulse, and what are you talking to visitors about?
We have a lot of cool stuff prepared for you. So come on and visit our virtual booth. I think it's taking place on the 5th and 16th of June. 15th and 16th,
yeah, sure, next week, yeah.
Right, and you can explore a variety of new products. So we have the BioFlow 720, our new centrifuge 59 at 10 RI, new shaker, a new Cyvario bioreactor, and of course the Visionize Lab Suite and the Pipette Manager. And we have also prepared some interesting talks for you as well. So we have the exhibitor pitch, get to know Visionize Lab Suite to manage your lab more efficiently. This will be done by Anne-Claire. And there's another panel. It's called Device and Workflow Management in Tomorrow's Lab, Embracing Change with Modern Solutions by Boris, but also further talks about bioprocess as well. And I think it's going to be very exciting. So please stop by and stay tuned.
Fantastic. Well, again, the links for the booth and the different sessions will be above the video if people would like to find out more about what you're doing and also sort of get more information. So that's what we've got time for. We could talk for hours about digitalization and labs of the future because there's so much to talk about. But if people want to get more information, obviously we've talked about checking out the booth. You've also got the link that you talked about being a tester for you. Where else can people get more information about the sort of solutions that you're talking about today? Would that be your website?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I thought you would manage Jonas, but I think there will be many more information on our website and also on LinkedIn. And I think also in some newsletters. So there will be some information around.
Fantastic. All right. Well, look, Petra, Jonas, thank you very much for your time. It's been really interesting to say. I wish you lots of success with all the different product developments you've got going on. You sound like you've got loads going on, and also obviously making sure that this digital, I can't even say the word digital today, the digital transformation goes well, both internally and externally, and all the product launches go well as well, and have a fantastic Achema Pulse. So thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to me today. Much appreciated, Petra, Jonas.
Thank you. It was great. It was quite a fun. Thanks a lot. And yeah, have a good afternoon.
You too.
Thank you so much, Stefan. This was very exciting, and I'm looking forward to the post.
Yeah, fantastic. And viewers, if you've got any questions with regards to the topic we talked about today for Petra or Jonas, please leave them below the video with a question or comments. Or if you've got any questions you want to send directly, then Petra and Jonas, I think, are both on LinkedIn, so you can send them a message on LinkedIn. You can also check out the booth. As I said, there's a link will be above the video to check out the booth at Achema Pulse. There's lots going on, not just on the 15th, 16th, but they've got stuff going on all the month of June. So even if you go on the platform right now and have a look at the Eppendorf booth, you'll see lots of other information there that you can access, as well as seeing the live talks next week. And obviously, if you want to be a tester for Jonas and Eppendorf, I said for Jonas personally, of course, but for Eppendorf in general, then the link for that will be above the video as well. So there's loads of links there with lots of information. So please make use of the resources which are there. So all that stuff I need to say is thank you very much, Petra and Jonas, again. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful. Until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.